ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Myself Nagamani BJ, lecturer in biology, Government PU College, Alur, Hassan District. ಪ್ರಿಯ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ, ಇಂದಿನ ಸೆಷನ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ PU ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೀಟರಿ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೇರ್ ಎಲಿಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಇದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸಿಕೊಡುತ್ತೇನೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೀಷನ್? Excretion is the process of removal of waste materials produced in our body by metabolic reactions. This chapter consists human excretory system, urine formation, function of the tubules, mechanism of concentration of the filtrate, regulation of kidney function, micturition, role of other organs in excretion, disorder of the excretory system. So, based on the types of the excretory materials produced in the body, the animals are classified into three types. First one, ammonotelic animals, and the process of elimination of ammonia as the excretory material is called ammonotelism. Examples for this one, protozoans, forifera, cnidarians, worms, bony fishes, aquatic amphibians. When the excretory material is in the form of urea, that animals are called ureotelic animals. Example for this one, amphibians and the mammals. And the process of elimination of urea is called ureotelism. When the excretory material is in the form of uric acid, that is called uricotelism. And example for this one, reptiles and birds. Next, when we see the human excretory system consists a pair of kidneys, a pair of ureters, a sac-like structure urinary bladder, and a urethra. Kidneys are dark red bean-shaped structure situated in the lower abdominal region. Ureters are long tube-like structure which helps in the transportation of urine from the kidney to urinary bladder. Urinary bladder stores the urine, whereas the urethra helps in drain out the stored urine from the urinary bladder. When we see the section of the kidney, it is differentiated into two parts, outer cortex part and inner medulla region. The kidney is covered by a capsule that is called by the name renal capsule. In the medulla region, a concave portion is present. That part is called hilus. Wherever a renal artery, a renal vein, renal artery enters the kidney, renal vein leaves the kidney, and from that region, ureter emerges and joins the urinary bladder. The medulla part is differentiated into 8 to 10 pyramid-like structures called medullary pyramid that are present both in the cortex in the medulla region. The base of the pyramid is called calyx, and the space present between the pyramid is called renal column. And each kidney is made up of 1.5 to 2 million Malpighian corpuscles or nephrons. Nephrons are the structural and functional part of the kidney. When we see the structure of nephron consists, first part is glomerulus and Bowman's capsule. Both these together called renal corpuscle or Malpighian corpuscle. Next part is PCT. PCT helps in reabsorption of water and electrolytes, whereas in the glomerulus and Bowman's capsule helps in the filtration. PCT next leads into Henle's loop. Henle's loop consists a thick descending limb and thin ascending limb which opens into DCT or distal convoluted tubule. In the Henle's loop, concentration of urine takes place. Distal convoluted tubule helps in the reabsorption of water and again the electrolytes. Wherever in the collecting duct, reabsorption of water and tubular secretion takes place. Now, the formation of urine. Urine formation takes place in 3 steps. The first one is called glomerular filtration. Second one is called tubular reabsorption. Third one is tubular secretion. When the blood enters into the glomerulus, glomerulus is lined by simple squamous epithelium, and Bowman's capsule is a cup-like structure which is lined by a specialized cells podocyte. They are the pore-like cells. So due to that one, the blood will go to filter here. The filtrate is enters into PCT. Immediately, what happens? The maximum amount of the filtrate is absorbed by the surrounding tissues. Whatever the filtrate is present in the PCT is called primary urine or nephric filtrate. Again, in that 70 to 80% of electrolytes and water is reabsorbed. The remaining is enters into Henle loop. In the Henle loop, both in the descending and the ascending limb helps in the counter current mechanism or in the formation of concentrated urine. Next, in the distal convoluted tubule, again, reabsorption of certain ions takes place, which helps in maintenance of pH and ionic balance. In the collecting duct, next, tubular secretion takes place, which helps in the secretion of ammonia, hydrogen ions, and potassium, and also reabsorption of little water takes place. Finally, whatever the filtrate is remain in the collecting duct, that is called urine, that is enters into ureter from the collecting duct. Next, functions of tubules. When you see the structure of nephron, you find there are various tubules are present: PCT, Henle loop, DCT, and collecting ducts. PCT here perform reabsorption of 70 to 80% of electrolytes and water. Henle loop helps in the maintenance of high osmolarity, and DCT helps in reabsorption of sodium, water, and maintenance of pH. Collecting ducts helps in maintenance of ionic balance of blood and selective secretion. Next, the disorders of excretory system. Uremia. Uremia is nothing but the accumulation of urea in the blood. When both the kidneys are failed to remove the waste materials from the body, in that time, urea accumulation increases in the blood. That condition is called uremia. Hemodialysis. Hemodialysis means separation of waste materials from the blood using an artificial kidney machine called dialyzer. Renal calculi. Renal calculi, otherwise called renal stones. Idana renal stones athwa kidney stones antanu karitare. It is the accumulation of precipitation or the stones of oxalate, different kinds of oxalate, magnesium oxalate or calcium oxalate or phosphate or uric acid that leads to renal calculi. And glomerulonephritis. This condition is the inflammation of the glomerulus. Iga questions ಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ಮೊದಲನೇ question. Which of the following nitrogenous waste product is highly toxic? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ nitrogenous waste product ತುಂಬಾ ಟಾಕ್ಸಿಕ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, highly toxic? Option A, urea. Option B, creatinine. Option C, ammonia. Option D, uric acid. Urea, ammonia, uric acid are the nitrogenous waste materials. They are produced in the body. Creatinine is also a type of nitrogenous waste material that is produced by the metabolism of creatine phosphate in the muscles. Out of all this, ammonia is highly toxic and readily soluble in water. Urea and uric acid are less toxic. Whereas uric acid is less soluble in water, So the correct answer is here ammonia. Next question. Tadpoles of frog excrete nitrogenous waste mainly in the form of option A, uric acid, option B, creatinine, option C, ammonia, option D, uric acid. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ ಯುಪ್ಯೂರಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್. ಯುಪ್ಯೂರಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ is also a type of nitrogenous waste material. ಇದು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಟೈಪ್ nitrogenous waste material produced by the metabolism of benzoic acid in the mammals. Benzoic acid metabolism ಇಂದ mammals ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋಂತ ಒಂದು waste material. Creatinine is also a waste material produced by the metabolism of creatine phosphate. Ammonia and uric acid, these are the main nitrogenous waste material. Here ammonia is produced in aquatic amphibians, insects, and majority of the invertebrates and bony fishes. Uric acid is the waste material produced in birds and reptiles. Tadpoles of frog are examples of aquatic amphibians. So the right answer is here ammonia. Next question. The principal nitrogenous excretory compound in humans is synthesized. ಮನುಷ್ಯರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ನೈಟ್ರೋಜಿನಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೀಟರಿ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಂಥಸೈಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಎ, ಇನ್ ಕಿಡ್ನೀಸ್ ಬಟ್ ಎಲಿಮಿನೇಟೆಡ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಥ್ರೂ ಲಿವರ್. ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಿ, as well as eliminated by kidneys. Option C, in liver and also eliminated by same through bile. Option D, in the liver but eliminated through kidneys. Urea is a nitrogenous waste material that is synthesized in the liver by a cycle, ornithine cycle, and it is brought into kidney by blood, and in the blood it is eliminated in the form of urine. So the correct answer is here in the liver but eliminated through kidneys. Next question. Match the terms related to nitrogenous waste in the column 1 with the animal examples listed in column 2. Column 1, ammonotelism, B, ureotelism, C, uricotelism. Column 2 ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ ನೋಡೋಣ. P, birds and reptiles, Q, bony fishes and aquatic invertebrates, R, mammals, amphibians and cartilaginous fishes. Ammonotelism example ಯಾವುದಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ? bony fishes and aquatic invertebrates. Ureotelism, urea is the excretory material. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವ್ದು examples? mammals, amphibians and cartilaginous fishes. Uricotelism, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವ್ದು example? uric acid is the excretory material. Example for this one, birds and reptiles. So the correct option is here A, Q, B, here R, C, P. So the correct option is option C. Next question. Brush border cells are characteristic of. Options ಏನಿದೆ ನೋಡೋಣ. A, Bowman's capsule, B, proximal convoluted tubule, C, loop of Henle, D, distal convoluted tubule. Brush border cells. Brush border cells are simple cuboidal epithelium. These are nothing but a type of cuboidal epithelium and that mainly helps in the absorption, which increase the area of absorption. And these brush border cells are present in the proximal convoluted tubule, which mainly helps in the reabsorption of 70 to 80% of electrolytes. In the Bowman's capsule, only podocytes are present. Loop of Henle is lined by cuboidal cells, but that is helps in countercurrent mechanism Distal convoluted tubule is also lined by cuboidal epithelium, but brush border cells are characteristic of proximal convoluted tubule. B is the right answer. Next question. Identify the given structure A in the diagram. ಈ ಚಿತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಎ ನ ನೀವು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಎ ಕೇಲಿಕ್ಸ್, ಬಿ ರೀನಲ್ ಕಾಲಮ್, ಸಿ ರೀನಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸುಲ್, ಡಿ pyramid. Now look at the section of this diagram. Here the kidney can be differentiated into outer cortex and inner medulla part. And the cortex region is convex in nature and medulla part is concave. In the concave portion, this concave portion is called hilus, and here this part is also called renal pelvis. Ureter is emerging from the renal pelvis region. In the medulla part, there is 8 to 10 pyramid-like structures are present. And these pyramids are present both in the cortex as well as in the medulla region. And the gap between the medullary pyramid is called renal column. Renal column. Renal capsule is a covering, and calyx is the base of the pyramid. Calyx part is the base of the pyramid. Now, in the question A, the diagram A here indicates the renal column. Renal column. So the correct answer is here B. Next question. What are columns of Bertini or renal columns? Columns of Bertini athwa renal columns andre enu? Options nodona. A, extensions of medulla in cortex. B, extensions of cortex in pelvis. C, extensions of medulla in pelvis. D, extensions of cortex in medulla region. Extension of medulla in cortex region. I will come to that later. Option B, extensions of cortex in pelvis. There is no extensions of cortex in the pelvis region. Extensions of medulla in pelvis. Medulla itself present in the pelvis region. Look at this diagram. Extensions of cortex in medulla that are called medullary pyramids. And whatever the medulla part extensions are present in the cortex region that are called renal column or columns of Bertini. So the correct answer is here option A, extensions of medulla in cortex region. Next question. Which part is always found in medulla? Whenever we see the section of kidney, it can be differentiated into two parts, outer cortex and inner medulla. ಈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಆ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಮೆಡುಲ್ಲಾ ರೀಜನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ? ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ ಲೂಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನಲೆ, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಿ ಪಿಸಿಟಿ, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ ಪಿಸಿಟಿ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಡಿಸಿಟಿ, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಡಕ್ಟ್. PCT is present in the cortex region. PCT and DCT both are present in the cortex region. Collecting duct found in the cortex as well as in the medulla part. The only part which is present in the medulla region is loop of Henle. Loop of Henle that consists ascending limb and descending limb, that part present in the medulla region. So A is the right answer. Next question. Vasa recta are thin-walled capillaries emerging from the option A, afferent arteriole, B, efferent arteriole, C, glomerulus, D, renal vein. Afferent arteriole receives the blood. This afferent and efferent arteriole are the capillary network, blood capillary network present in the glomerulus. Afferent arteriole receives the blood. Efferent arteriole ಎಮರ್ಜಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಗ್ಲಾಮರುಲಸ್, ಗ್ಲಾಮರುಲಸ್ ಇಂದ ಹೊರಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಆರ್ಟೀರಿಯೋಲ್, ವಿಚ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಎ ಫೈನ್ ಕೆಪಿಲರಿ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ ದ ರೀನಲ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಯೂಲ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ದ ಪೆರಿಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕೆಪಿಲರೀಸ್. ಈ ಚಿತ್ರ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಫರೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ಟೀರಿಯೋಲ್ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಗ್ಲಾಮರುಲಸ್ಗೆ. ಇಫರೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ಟೀರಿಯೋಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಮರ್ಜಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಗ್ಲಾಮರುಲಸ್, ಗ್ಲಾಮರುಲಸ್ ನ ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಎ capillary network around the renal tubule called the peritubular capillaries. A minute vessel of this network runs parallel to the Henle's loop, which is called vasa recta, that is emerges from efferent arteriole, emerging from the efferent arteriole. So the correct answer is here option B, and this also helps in counter current mechanism. Next, question number 10. Effective filtration pressure in glomerulus is caused due to option A, powerful pumping action of the heart, option B, secretion of adrenaline, option C, afferent arteriole is slightly wider than efferent arteriole, D, vacuum develops in proximal convoluted tubule and sucks the blood. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್, ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫೈನಲ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಅಕ್ರಾಸ್ ದ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ಲಾಮರುಲಸ್. ಗ್ಲಾಮರುಲಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಂತ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಫೈನಲ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಅಕ್ರಾಸ್ ದ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ಲಾಮರುಲಸ್. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಸ್ಡ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು, ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಿಂದ ಕಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಇದು? ಅಫರೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ಟೀರಿಯೋಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಲೈಟ್ಲಿ ವೈಡರ್ ದಾನ್ ಇಫರೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ಟೀರಿಯೋಲ್. ಅಫರೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ಟೀರಿಯೋಲ್ ಇಫರೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ಟೀರಿಯೋಲ್ಗಿಂತ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದ ಗ್ಲಾಮರುಲಸ್. whenever the blood enters into the glomerulus, it creates a pressure on the membrane of the glomerulus that is called effective filtration pressure. So the right answer for this one is afferent arteriole is slightly wider than efferent arteriole. Next question, ಮುಂದಿನ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ. Which of the following is a highly coiled structure? ಇವುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕಾಯಿಲ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ? ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ PCT ಓನ್ಲಿ, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಿ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ PCT and DCT ಓನ್ಲಿ, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ PCT and DCT. Where there is more coiling is present, that helps in reabsorption. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಯಿಲ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಆ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ reabsorption ಕೂಡ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. The majority of the reabsorption of the filtrate takes place in the PCT. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ನೆಫ್ರಿಕ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ PCT ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ PCT is a highly coiled structure which helps in the 70 to 80% of electrolytes and water. So A is the right answer. Next, 12th question. Which of the following is an incorrect match? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಇನ್ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ? A, Bowman's capsule glomerular filtration, B, DCT absorption of glucose, C, Henle's loop concentration of urine, D, PCT absorption of sodium and potassium ions. Bowman's capsule helps in filtration. Bowman's capsule ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. DCT helps in reabsorption of sodium and water. DCT ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ವಾಟರ್ ರೀಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ pH ನ ಕೂಡ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಪೊಟ್ಯಾಷಿಯಂ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಯಾನಿಕ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ನ ಕೂಡ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ DCT. Henle's loop helps in counter current mechanism or concentration of urine. PCT helps in absorption of sodium and potassium ions. PCT ನಲ್ಲಿ absorption of sodium ಮತ್ತೆ potassium ions ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. And also here it helps in absorption of glucose. When the filtrate enters into the PCT, glucose amino acids are reabsorbed by the PCT. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಯಾವುದು ಇನ್ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. DCT ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ಲೂಕೋಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಗ್ಲೂಕೋಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ಡ್ ಬೈ PCT. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋಂಥ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಯಾವುದು? ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಿ, DCT ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ಲೂಕೋಸ್. ಮುಂದಿನ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ, ವಿಚ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫಾಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಯೂರಿನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್? ಯೂರಿನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ? ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ ಗ್ಲಾಮ್ಯುರುಲಾರ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಿ ಮಿಕ್ಟುರೇಷನ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ ಸೆಕ್ರೀಷನ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ reabsorption. In the urine formation, there are 3 steps are present. First step ಯಾವುದು? ಗ್ಲಾಮ್ಯುರುಲಾರ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್. Second step reabsorption. Third one is tubular secretion. Urine formed by the nephrons. Nephrons ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿರೋಂಥ ಯೂರಿನ್ ultimately carried to the urinary bladder, where it is stored till a voluntary signal is given by the central nervous system. ನೆಫ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿರೋಂಥ ಯೂರಿನ್ ಯುರೇಟರ್ ಇಂದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಯೂರಿನರಿ ಬ್ಲಾಡರ್ ಗೆ ಬಂದು ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಮೂತ್ ಮಸಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬ್ಲಾಡರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೈಮಲ್ಟೇನಿಯಸ್ ರಿಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಯುರೇಥ್ರಲ್ ಸ್ಪಿಂಕ್ಟರ್ causing the release of urine. This process is called micturition or urination. That is nothing but the removal of stored urine from outside the body is called micturition or urination. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ ಅವು ಮೂರು ಕೂಡ ಯೂರಿನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಿ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ urine formation, and that is the right answer. Next question, water is mainly reabsorbed by? Option A initial segments of nephron, option B distal segments of nephron, option C loop of Henle, option D collecting duct. ಇವುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದರಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಟರ್ ಮೇನ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? Distal segments of nephron is nothing but DCT, loop of Henle, collecting duct. Collecting duct ಅನ್ನೋದು ನೆಫ್ರಾನಿನ ಕೊನೆಯ ಭಾಗ. ಡಿಸ್ಟಲ್ ಕನ್ವಲ್ಯೂಟೆಡ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಯುಲ್ ಕೂಡ ಲೇಟರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೊನೆಯ ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಲೂಪ್ ಆಫ್ Henle, loop of Henle is mainly helps in concentration of urine that absorbs both water as well as the electrolyte, but water mainly reabsorbed by the initial segments of nephron, that is nothing but the PCT. PCT ಇಂದ ಮೇನ್ ಆಗಿ ವಾಟರ್ reabsorb ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಇನಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಸೆಗ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ನೆಫ್ರಾನ್ ಅಂತಾನೂ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ ಇಸ್ ದ ರೈಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್, about 70 to 80% of electrolytes and water are reabsorbed by? Option A PCT, option B loop of Henle, option C DCT, option D collecting ducts. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, loop of Henle. Loop of Henle helps in maintenance of high osmolarity of medullary interstitial fluid. Interstitial fluid is nothing but the surrounding tissue present around the nephron. DCT helps in reabsorption of sodium and water. Collecting ducts helps in ionic balance of blood and selective secretion of hydrogen and potassium ions. Blood ಅಲ್ಲಿ ionic balance ನ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೀಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪೊಟ್ಯಾಷಿಯಂ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 70 to 80% ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ವಾಟರ್ is absorbed by PCT only. Next question. The function of renin is A. Stimulation of corpus luteum, B. Vasodilation, C. To reduce blood pressure, D. Conversion of angiotensinogen to angiotensin 1. This renin is secreted by juxtaglomerular apparatus. Juxtaglomerular apparatus that converts angiotensinogen in blood to angiotensin 1. Renin is secreted by juxtaglomerular apparatus. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದು ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತ ಆಂಜಿಯೋಟೆನ್ಸಿನೋಜನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಆಂಜಿಯೋಟೆನ್ಸಿನ್ 1 ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆಂಜಿಯೋಟೆನ್ಸಿನ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ವಾಸೋ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟರ್. ಅದು ವಾಸೋ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ವಾಸೋ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ದ ಗ್ಲಾಮರುಲಾರ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್. ಗ್ಲಾಮರುಲಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋಂತ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ನ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. When the blood pressure is increases in the glomerulus, it causes glomerular filtration rate. Pressure glomerulus ಅಲ್ಲಿ increase ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ದಂಗೆನೆ filtrate rate ಕೂಡ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So that is the function of renin. So the correct answer is here option D, conversion of angiotensinogen to angiotensin 1. Next question. A person who is not taking food or beverages will have dash in urine. Options nodi: little glucose, less urea, excess urea, D. little fat. Here urea is a nitrogenous waste that is formed as a result of the metabolism of various food or beverages in the body, and it is excreted in the urine. So if a person is not taking food or beverages, he will have less urea in his urine. ಒಬ್ಬ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಸೊ ಫುಡ್ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದೇ ಬವರೇಜಸ್ ನ ತಗೊಳ್ದಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅವನ ಶರೀರದಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಟಬಾಲಿಕ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆದಾಗ ಯೂರಿಯಾ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೂಡ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸರಿಯಾದ ಉತ್ತರ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಿ, ಲೆಸ್ ಯೂರಿಯಾ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ADH independent water reabsorption from nephric filtrate occurs in. Option A ನೋಡೋಣ, PCT. Option B, loop of NLA. Option C, collecting ducts. Option D, DCT. ADH ಅಂದ್ರೆ antidiuretic hormone that is secreted by neurohypophysis or pituitary. Neurohypophysis of pituitary or posterior part of the pituitary. This ADH is also called vasopressin. ಈ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ it helps in the reabsorption of water from the later parts of the nephron. Later parts of the nephron are the later parts of the tubules. Later parts of the tubules ಯಾವುದಿದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ? collecting ducts. So option C is the right answer. Next question. Which of the following statements are correct? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ? ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ 1, outer cortex and inner medulla are the two zones in kidney. Second statement, medulla is not divided into few renal pyramids. Statement 3, pyramid does not project into calyx. 4, inward extension of cortex between the pyramids is called renal column of Bertini. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ನೋಡಿ. outer cortex and inner medulla are the two zones in the kidney. Look at this diagram. The kidney can be differentiated into outer and inner medulla. These are the two zones of kidney. So the statement 1 is the right. Statement 1 right agide. Right statement. Next, medulla is not divided into few renal pyramids. Illi nodi, medullary pyramid anta ide. Medulla is divided into 8 to 10 pyramids that are called medullary pyramids. are renal pyramids. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾಟ್ ಅಂತ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ರಾಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ 3, ಪಿರಮಿಡ್ ಡಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಕೇಲಿಕ್ಸ್. ಕೇಲಿಕ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಬೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪಿರಮಿಡ್. ಪಿರಮಿಡ್ ಬಿಗಿನ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ pyramid begins from the calyx region. So pyramid projects into calyx. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ 3 ಕೂಡ ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ 4, inward extension of cortex between the pyramids is called renal column of Bertini. So where is this renal column? This is the renal column. Renal column is present between the pyramids. Inward extension of cortex between the pyramid is called renal column. Nodi illi pyramid madhya ide idu, inward extension of cortex. That is also correct statement. Iga illi yav statement correct aitu? Statement 1, statement 4. Okay. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿ, A 1 4, B 2 4, C 2 3, D 3 4. So option A is the right answer. Next question. Value of glomerular filtration rate or GFR is 125 ml per minute. What does it mean? Options: 125 ml is the amount of urine formed in 1 minute. Option B, 125 ml is the amount of nephric filtrate formed per minute by 1 nephron. Option C, 125 ml is the amount of nephric filtrate formed per minute by 1 kidney. Option D, 125 ml is the amount of nephric filtrate formed per minute by both the kidneys. The amount of filtrate formed by the kidneys per minute is called glomerular filtration rate. 1 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಫಿಲ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಗ್ಲಾಮರುಲಾರ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ರೇಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಗ್ಲಾಮರುಲಾರ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ರೇಟ್ is approximately 125 ml per minute. That is 180 ಲೀಟರ್ per day. ಒಂದು ದಿನದಲ್ಲಿ 180 ಲೀಟರ್ per day ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1 ನಿಮಿಷಕ್ಕೆ 1000 ml of blood enters into the glomerulus for filtration. Out of that one, 125 ml of filtrate is formed. Answers nodidralli, the correct answer is 125 ml is the amount of nephric filtrate formed per minute by both the kidneys. So option D is the right answer. Next question. DCT selectively secretes all of the following except DCT ಅಂದ್ರೆ distal convoluted tubule. DCT ಯಾವುದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಒಂದನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇನ್ನು ಉಳಿದವುಗಳನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲದನ್ನ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ H+ ions, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಿ potassium ions, ಸಿ bicarbonates, ಡಿ ammonia. ರೀಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ DCT ಕೆಲಸ ಏನೇನು ಅಂತ. ರೀಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್, ವಾಟರ್, ಬೈಕಾರ್ಬೋನೇಟ್ಸ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಇನ್ DCT. DCT ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ, ವಾಟರ್, ಬೈಕಾರ್ಬೋನೇಟ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟು ಕೂಡ ರೀಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂಡ್ selective secretion of hydrogen and potassium ions and ammonia to maintain the pH and sodium potassium balance in body. ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇನ್ನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, selective secretion of hydrogen and potassium ions and ammonia also to maintain the pH and sodium potassium balance. So DCT selectively secretes hydrogen ions, potassium ions and ammonia except bicarbonates. So the right answer is option C. Next question. Which of the following statements is incorrect? Option A, ADH helps in water elimination making urine hypotonic. Option B, protein free fluid is filtered from blood plasma into Bowman's capsule. Option C, glucose is actively reabsorbed in the PCT. Option D, Henle's loop plays an important role in concentrating the urine. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ADH antidiuretic hormone facilitates water reabsorption from the tubules. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಿಲ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಅಂತ ವಾಟರ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ರೀಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ and makes the urine concentration. Whenever there is the impairment of ADH secretion in the body, it causes urine become dilute. That is elimination of water in the urine. So urine become hypotonic. So correct answer is option A. ADH helps in water elimination, making urine hypotonic. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಏನಿರದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಿಚ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫಾಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ದ ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಇಸ್ filtered from blood plasma into Bowman's capsule. Except blood cells and protein, the remaining content of the blood is filtered in the Bowman's capsule. Correct statement. Glucose is actively reabsorbed in the PCT. Yes, that is also right. Henle's loop plays an important role in concentrating the urine. Option A is the wrong statement. So, right answer. Next, hormone secreted from heart. Heart in the secrete aganta hormone yaudu? Option A, angiotensin. Option B, renin. Option C, atrial natriuretic factor. Option D, erythropoietin. Here, ANF is secreted by heart. It causes vasodilation and thereby decrease the BP. That helps in regulation of kidney function after glomerular filtration. Angiotensin and renin, that are also hormones. Renin secreted by juxtaglomerular apparatus and converts angiotensin into angiotensin 1 in the blood and causes vasodilation, and it helps in the glomerular filtration rate. And erythropoietin is the hormone secreted by the cells of juxtaglomerular cells, and it helps in the formation of RBCs. So the correct answer here, the hormone secreted by the heart is option C, atrial natriuretic factor or ANF. Next question. The part of nephron involved in active reabsorption of sodium is distal convoluted tubule. Option B, proximal convoluted tubule. C, Bowman's capsule. D, descending limb of Henle's loop. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಫ್ರಾನಿನ ಯಾವ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ರಿಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೋಡಿಯಂನ ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ರಿಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ? ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದ ಡಿಸ್ಟಲ್ ಕನ್ವಲ್ಯೂಟೆಡ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬಲ್, ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿಮಲ್ ಕನ್ವಲ್ಯೂಟೆಡ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬಲ್, Bowman's capsule, descending limb of loop of Henle's. In the DCT, reabsorption takes place, but in the less quantity, and Bowman's capsule helps in the filtration. Descending limb helps in the permeable to water, and the correct answer is option B, proximal convoluted tubule. Next question, 25th question. A decrease in blood pressure volume will not cause the release of. So blood pressure decrease ಆದಾಗ ಯಾವುದು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ? ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ, atrial natriuretic factor. ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಿ, aldosterone. ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ, ADH. ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ, renin. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿ. A decrease in blood pressure or volume will not cause the release of atrial natriuretic factor, that is secreted by the heart. Aldosterone is a mineralocorticoids which helps in the reabsorption of electrolytes. ADH secreted by the pituitary, posterior part of the pituitary, which helps in the reabsorption of water. Renin is the hormone secreted by the juxtaglomerular apparatus, which helps in conversion of angiotensinogen 1 into angiotensin and increases the blood pressure. Renin blood pressure na increase ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. So the correct answer is an increase in blood flow to atria can cause the release of ANF. ANF can cause vasodilation and thereby decrease the blood pressure. Correct answer is here option A. Next question sigogana. 26th question. Which of the following statements is correct? ಈ ಕೆಳಗಿನವುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ? Option A, the descending limb of Lupa Fenale is impermeable to water. The descending limb of Lupa Fenale is permeable to water. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದು ಪರ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ವಾಟರ್ಗೆ. So this statement is wrong. Option B, the ascending limb of Lupa Fenale is permeable to water. The ascending limb of Lupa Fenale is impermeable. ಅದು ವಾಟರ್ನ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಪರ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಅಸೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಲಿಂಬ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ರಾಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ, ದ ಡಿಸೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಲಿಂಬ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೂಪಾ ಫೆನಲೆ ಇಸ್ ಪರ್ಮಿಯಬಲ್ ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟ್ಸ್. ದ ಡಿಸೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಲಿಂಬ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೂಪಾ ಫೆನಲೆ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಪರ್ಮಿಯಬಲ್ ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟ್ಸ್. ಮೊದಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ದೆ ನಾನು ವಾಟರ್ಗೆ ಪರ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಪರ್ಮಿಯಬಲ್ ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟ್ಸ್. ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ ನೋಡಿ, the ascending limb of Lupa Fenale is impermeable to water. Ascending limb of Lupa Fenale ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? It is impermeable to water. ಹೌದು, ಅಸೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಲಿಂಬ್ ವಾಟರ್ಗೆ ಪರ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ is option D. Next question. Which of the following factor is responsible for the formation of concentrated urine? Option A, low levels of antidiuretic hormone factor. B, maintaining hyperosmolarity towards inner medullary interstitium in the kidneys. C, secretion of erythropoietin by juxtaglomerular complex. D, hydrostatic pressure during glomerular filtration. Formation of concentrated urine occurs in Henle's loop. The special arrangement of Henle's loop and vasa recta is called counter-current mechanism, which helps in maintain concentration gradient in the medullary interstitial fluid, means surrounding tissues around the medulla. So the correct answer is here. Which of the following factor is responsible for the formation of concentrated urine is maintaining hyperosmolarity towards the inner medullary interstitium in the kidneys. So option B is the right answer. Next question. Nephric filtrate consists of all the components of blood except A, formed elements, B, formed elements and proteins, C, proteins, D, glucose. Formed elements andre blood cells. ನೆಫ್ರಿಕ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಇರುತ್ತೆ? ನೆಫ್ರಿಕ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಡ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್. ಬಿ, ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಡ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್. ಎಸ್, ದ ನೆಫ್ರಿಕ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ದ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್. ಸಿ, ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್. ಡಿ, ಗ್ಲೂಕೋಸ್. ಸೊ ದ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಈಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್ option B, formed elements and proteins. ಇವೆರಡು ನೆಫ್ರಿಕ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಲ್ಲ and the remaining glucose amino acids are present in the nephric filtrate. Next question. Hemodialysis is done when the person is suffering from option A, diabetes insipidus, option B, diabetes mellitus, option C, uremia, option D, goiter. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ ಡಯಾಬಿಟಿಸ್ ಇನ್ಸಿಪಿಡಿಯಸ್. It is caused by the impairment of ADH hormone and results in the production of dilute urine. Diabetes mellitus is caused by the less secretion of insulin hormone or increase in the sugar level in the blood. Uremia is the accumulation of urea in blood, which is highly harmful and may lead to kidney failure. ಯುರೇಮಿಯಾ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯೂರಿಯಾ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, which is highly harmful and lead to kidney failure. In such a patient, urea can be removed by a process called hemodialysis. ಅಂತ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಯೂರಿಯಾನ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಇಂದ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಹಿಮೋಡಯಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಹಿಮೋಡಯಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಮೂವಲ್ ಆಫ್ waste materials from the body using a artificial kidney machine called dialyzer. Dialyzer na use ಮಾಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ waste materials na remove ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. And goiter is the disease related to the thyroxine hormone. So the correct answer is here uremia. Next question is, which of the following is not a component of renal calculi? Renal calculi are kidney stones. ಇವುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಕಿಡ್ನಿ ಸ್ಟೋನ್ಸ್ ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಲ್ಲ? ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ ಕೊಲೆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಲ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಸಿಯಂ ಆಕ್ಸಲೇಟ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಸಿಯಂ ಫಾಸ್ಫೇಟ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ ಯೂರಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್. Renal calculi are kidney stones are insoluble mass of crystallized salts like calcium oxalates or calcium phosphates or magnesium oxalates or phosphates, which are formed within the kidney. That condition is called renal stones or renal calculi. Cholesterol is not present here. So the right answer is cholesterol. ಪ್ರಿಯ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ, ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಈ ಸೆಷನ್ ಮುಗಿತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ವಿಶ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ ದ ಗುಡ್ ಲಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯುವರ್ future competitive exams. And I also thank to everyone, the technical team and the coordinators who support me for presenting this session. Thanks to one and all.